Coming up next on Cooking with Laurie, you are going to learn how to make my flavored butters and fettuccine alla Figone. Stay tuned. Hi, it's Laurie Figone, Cookaholic, and today we are at McClellands Dairy in Petaluma, and we are going to find out where their organic butter begins. Let's go. Hi, Janet. It's great to see you.
Hi, Laurie. It's great to see you too. Welcome to McClellands Dairy. I'm so glad you made it out to the farm today. This is great.
Thank you for having us out.
Definitely. So this is where it all starts, with the girls here on the farm producing the milk to make our European-style organic artisan butter. Well, it all starts with these ladies here eating grass out here and roaming the hills of west of Petaluma out in Rock. So.
Okay, and how many head of cows do you have?
We milk about 900 organic cows.
900.
900.
That
I say
is
we
a
like
lot.
It is. We like to stay super busy, I think. So yeah, but they're all.
You always were a worker.
I know, right? But they're all special ladies, and I call them the girls, the ladies.
Okay.
And
I hear they all have names.
They do. Most of our cows all have names. All the ones you're going to see with the yellow ear tags are all registered cows, so they have names, and we have cow families. Our cow families actually go back to the early 50s when my dad's older brother Robert used to show cows. So even though we have a lot of cows, they really get individual attention, their names, you know, we know most of them just walking out in the field, so it's really great.
Well, they do look happy.
They're those happy California
laying
cows.
in the beautiful sun.
They are. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the sunny day. It's interesting because it's supposed to be warm today, but this is why we love Rock, because the fog will come in the morning and at night.
You have a nice cool breeze going through
We
here.
do, if you can feel that, because cows don't like it over 68 degrees.
Okay.
So this is why they love it out here, because it never really gets hot.
And you know, getting the coastal breeze helps you keep your grass green for quite some time.
It does. We're able to pasture. We start pasturing our cows in November. We actually started the end of November this year, so it's all very seasonal depending on the weather. But November, and this is the end of our grazing season right now, but this is an extremely dry year. So you can see these girls are eating the last of it down, but we also grow a grass silage, which is a winter crop that we grow. We just harvested it a few weeks ago, and that way the cows can eat a different form of grass through the summer months.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is
wonderful.
Yeah, a lot of people go, well, your cows don't eat grass during the summer. We are opposite of pretty much every other region in the United States, even other regions in California.
I have a huge confession to make today. I have never milked a cow by hand. I grew up on a dairy ranch in Nevada, never milking a cow by hand.
Well, today's your lucky day, because I'm going to get you Lily to milk. I can't believe you've never milked a cow.
I can't either.
We have Lily, and Lily is up waiting for you at the barn, and she's one of our champion cows, so she's very sweet. She'll be a perfect starter cow for you.
I love it.
That's great.
Let's go milk Lily.
Perfect. Let's go.
Is this the cow I get to milk?
This is the cow. This is Lily.
Lily.
She is one of our stars on the farm. She's actually grand champion at State Fair 2 years ago.
Oh my
So
gosh,
she's one
I
of the-
get to milk a champion
You get to milk a champion cow. So the easiest time to milk a cow is right when she's ready to be milked naturally, which is every 12 hours, twice a day. So we made sure Lily was right at milking time, and that's why she's leaking milk. So it's actually something we do in the parlor. Every cow, before they have the machine on, gets a couple squirts of milk out. And that does a couple things. So it tells the cow it's time to be milked, so she naturally lets her milk down. A natural hormone she produces goes to her brain and says, time to be milked. If she was really scared or nervous, she can be full of milk but not give you any.
Okay.
The other thing is when we squirt that onto clean concrete, we can actually check for milk quality just by visually looking at the milk. So we're checking every single cow every day to make sure that we have the highest quality milk, so it's going into our butter.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So this is her udder where the milk is made. All these big bumpy veins that you see, these are called her milk veins, and this is pumping blood from her heart, which is up in between her front legs, back to her udder to make milk. So it's really important. If you were to give her a nice fancy haircut, you would see all kinds of veins everywhere. There's even more than you actually see. Oh, you want me to show you how it's done?
Sure.
Yeah, super simple, right?
Okay.
I'm just gonna take your hand and wrap it around and do a little squeeze and let go.
Okay.
You can get your left hand. If you get really good, you can squirt it all over. I can see if I can squirt you.
No, thank you.
No?
I get to milk Lily, guys. I'm so excited. This is where that organic butter all begins. So,
Nice, you are a natural.
I can do it.
If you're tired of cooking, we have spots on the farm. Lily gets milked twice a day, so
Oh, well, okay.
plenty to do.
If you want me to come out here and milk Lily every day for you, how long would it take for me to get all the milk out of her?
Milking her by hand, I'm not exactly sure. It would take you several hours. Lily's producing, she's kind of producing more at peak production, so she's giving close to 10 gallons per day.
Oh my.
Right, so it would take you quite a while. I recommend using a machine. We would get you hooked up in the milking parlor.
Thank goodness for technology.
Exactly. I'm glad I was born when I was, so I didn't have to milk cows by hand. But yeah, Lily, she's one of the special ladies, and you can see how dairy cows...
How old is she?
She's 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, and dairy cows are supposed to be bony like this. People always ask them if we feed our cows, and they actually eat a lot. We feed them, 50 to 80 pounds of food every day, so they're just naturally really bony.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they eat grain when they're being milked?
They don't actually, normally when we're milking in the parlor, we don't feed them any grain.
Okay.
But our cows are predominantly grass-fed cows.
Right.
But we're pretty seasonal out here. So as the grass dries up, we have grass silage that we harvested in springtime. It's a wintertime crop. And then we do supplement with a small amount of grain, but unlike the old days, we feed ours out in the barn for our parlor. So they do get a little bit, but yeah, they're over 75% grass-based diet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is this Grand Champion going to any fairs this year?
Not this year. We're taking a little break from the fairs, but I wish, because she's just had a baby about a month ago and she looks great. So it's unfortunate that we're not going to be going, but I've been showing since we were about 5 years old, and so I've decided, last year we took our break for the first time, and I think a break this year. And I assume that my nephew, as he gets older, if he's interested, will start showing again, and have the next generation helping us out. So I'm going to get the break in while we can.
Very good.
Because we might be at the fair for the next 20 years again.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
And you should, because you always did an incredible job.
Oh, thank you. And we really like it. It's so much fun.
Jana, that was so much fun. I can't even thank you enough.
Well, thanks so much for coming out. It was fantastic to have you, and you did a great job milking Lily. It was really good.
Wasn't that awesome?
It was really good. I'm glad it was your first.
I can't wait to tell everybody.
That's great. You could say you milked a cow.
I milked a cow, and now I can't wait to get home to my kitchen. Thank you so much. These crocks are so cute.
Well, thank you. That's our European style organic butter comes in. It's a ceramic crock, so you can either reuse it with the round, we call it the refill. So these are made to design just to go right back inside.
Incredible. I love it. I love it.
And there's also a 1 pound block. This is great, probably perfect for you when you're gonna do all that cooking, because it's a nice solid block.
I love it. So that's 1 pound?
That's 1 pound. It's a solid block. It's hand wrapped in wax paper. So all of these are hand packaged. Everything about our butter is handmade. So you're getting all that extra flavoring with everything. We just take care of it so well. So.
Oh my gosh, and I know when I get back to my kitchen, yummy things are coming. I'll meet you there. Jana was so kind to send me home with 2 pounds of her organic butter, and I am going to show you some of my favorite flavored butters that I enjoy making, otherwise called compound butter. I'm going to start out by using about 1/4 of a pound. I'm going to make 3 different flavors today. So we're going to put 1/4 in each of my mixing bowls here. And you want your butter to be room temperature, just like this, because you want to be able to mash your flavors into the butter. One of my all-time favorites is using Kalamata olives and fresh garlic. So to begin with, what you want to do is chop up your ingredients. And you can use the food processor for this, depending how big you want the pieces to be. I like them a little bit chunky. And what I like to use this for is put it onto my garlic bread. And we'll try and get that garlic a little bit finer. I should have done that separately. And we'll just chop it right up into there and Oh, these olives smell good. They're actually the Italian herb flavor. They've been marinating in that. And once you get your olives and your garlic minced up as fine as you like it, you add it to your butter, just like so. And then you take your fork, and this is why you need your butter room temperature. You just want to be able to mash and mix and blend it all together. If you make your butters and cover them and keep them in the refrigerator overnight, it gives it time for all of the flavors to blend together. And so, my next flavor is going to be anchovies with capers and fresh oregano. Now, I just went out to my garden and picked fresh herbs. So, here we go. We're chopping up some fresh oregano that I just picked out of my garden. Oh, that smells so good. I love oregano. Okay, then we're going to add, I have 5 anchovy fillets that came in the can with some capers. So you'll notice there's a few capers in here also. And we just want that to get blended up and mashed together. And that will go in here. I can smell the anchovies and that oregano. Smelling delicious. And same thing, you just take your fork and mash it together. Can you smell the anchovies? I guess you really can't, but I wish you could. Okay, so we're gonna blend this all together. And the anchovies add a little saltiness, brininess to your butter. And there we go. These butters that I'm making today, I'm going to be putting onto garlic bread, but another way to use them is on some freshly grilled steak or seafood or even chicken. A little bit of butter on everything makes it better. Okay, and our last one that I'm going to be using in my fettuccine alla Figone today is a combination of fresh parsley that I just picked out of my garden, fresh basil, love that one, fresh thyme, and a little lemon zest. You can add as many of the herbs to your butter as you would like, but today I'm going to be putting quite a few into the one that I'm using for my fettuccine because this is all of the flavor that it is getting today. We have parsley, and for the basil, if you pick the leaves off and make a nice little stack, like so. Let's get a few more here. Put your leaves in a stack, roll them over, and then chop them. You'll come out with a much evener chop on that. Let that guy get away from me. Okay, we have basil, parsley, and now for the thyme. And to use the thyme, just take your fingers and pick the leaves right off of the stems. Pick or pull them off. And thyme is another herb that goes well with many, many dishes. And let's see how much thyme. We'll probably use 2 sprigs of thyme today. There you go. So let's give it another quick chop with all of those flavors. And we'll add it to And then one last ingredient is going in here, the zest of 1 lemon. And this also came from my yard. I have an incredible Meyer lemon tree in my yard. So I have fresh lemons year-round. And we will just zest that right in there. And I'm using lemon in this today because of the seafood that I'm cooking. And don't forget all the goodies on the bottom of your zester. Okay, we'll mix this one up. The longer that the herbs sit in your butter, the more flavor your butter will have. Today I mixed these up and I'm using them all ASAP. To begin to make your fettuccine alla Figone, you will take that fabulous flavored butter and put it into your hot pan. Turn it down a little bit so you don't burn the butter. And you will add 2 cups of cherry tomatoes that have been halved. Now you want these tomatoes to cook down with the butter. And we're also going to put in there 2 cups of string beans that have been washed and cut into bite-sized pieces. So, I also have 3 cloves of garlic that instead of mincing, I have sliced them because I want the flavor to be a little bit mellow. So in goes the garlic. And we're just going to let this sizzle away for about 3 minutes until our tomatoes cook down. Now what I also have here is water that's been salted. It's come to a simmer. I have some quick cooking fettuccine that I'm using today. And I'm going to add the fettuccine to the water. It will cook in about 3 minutes. And right after I add the fettuccine, I will be adding 2 dozen prawns to my tomatoes and green beans. The prawns will cook in about the same time as the fettuccine. And then we're going to make some garlic bread. And let's add a sprinkling of sea salt to this dish today. I like my string beans on the al dente side, which means it's still a little bit of a crunch to them. And that is why I put them in at the same time as my tomatoes. I don't want them to get mushy on me. It needs to simmer for approximately 3 minutes. You want the tomatoes to start breaking down a little bit, and that is what I am waiting for. Okay, so you can see my tomatoes are starting to break down in here, and I'm going to now add some fresh fettuccine pasta into my salted boiling water. That will cook in approximately 3 minutes. And while that is cooking, I am going to add my 1 pound of shelled prawns. My secret ingredient today that I'm adding to my shrimp is vermouth. Most people add white wine, but I found instances where I don't want to open a bottle of white wine or I don't have any in the house, and I always seem to have vermouth. So we're just going to give a little swirl of vermouth. And you want to watch the prawns very closely because they are going to cook quick. You'll notice that they're turning pink already. And okay, we're going to let those cook. Our fettuccine's cooking. I smell dinner coming. Okay, so this is what you're looking for in the prawns. You're looking for them to turn pink and just starting to curl. So these guys are going to be done any second now. So while they are finishing up, it's time to get the fettuccine into your serving bowl. Shut the heat off. And into the bowl it goes. Okay, let's give these prawns one more stir. I still see a little bit of gray on them. Okay, we are ready to coat that fettuccine with this incredible sauce we just made here. And that is how you make fettuccine alla Figone. Just like that, and it smells out of this world. I'm going to set this aside for just 1 minute while we go back over here and make some garlic bread to go with it. Okay, whenever I make garlic bread, what I like to do first is cut my slices into the bread, and then I toast the bread before adding the butter. And today we are going to have half and half. Half with my anchovy and oregano. Slather that butter right on there, and then we're gonna get it back in the oven for just a few more minutes. And on the other half, we'll add the Kalamata olive butter. I love the brininess from the Kalamata olives with the butter. It just, this butter goes with practically anything. Okay, once you get it covered like that, we're going back in the oven until the butter is melted. My broiler only takes about 30 seconds to achieve melted butter, and look at that. We are going to dish up some fettuccine alla Figone and some fabulous garlic bread. Okay, here we go. Serving time. We'll get some of that pasta on the plate, some prawns, what I made for you today should serve 4 people quite well. And, oh gosh, we'll go for this one today. Some of the anchovy. Garlic bread. Okay, where to begin with this fabulous feast? I'm going to begin with one of my prawns. What an incredible flavor. I can taste all those herbs that just were freshly picked in my garden today, and now I'm going in for the garlic bread. Today we made compound butter, but now I have a tip that I would like to share with you. What I like to do for the holidays or a special occasion is take my compound butter, line a shallow dish with saran wrap, spread the butter in there, making the top flat. When it has hardened again, take it out, and you can use a little cookie cutter, and I'm using a turkey because the flavored butter here is sage, which I like to use for the holidays. And you make little individual butters. Your guests are going to be so impressed when they arrive at your dinner table and see a special little butter made just for them. And there's a little turkey. And I added some sage leaves for decoration. So that was my tip for the day, and I hope you join me next time on Cooking with Laurie. Find out where you can get this incredible organic butter at McClellandsDairy.com.